So welcome back guys. So I had to go off a bit. So now that I'm back, so let's carry on from where we left off. Okay. Now there was an issue. I think the issue was my stored cameras. My stored cameras is no longer in the correct position. It's no longer in the correct position. So after loading up my spotlights, I noticed that my front camera is no longer in the correct position. So I had to create a new camera. So you have to be really careful just to avoid issues like that so you don't mess up what you have done. Especially when you've marked out landmarks of the face that especially when you've already marked out landmarks of the face. So you have to be really careful about that one. So carrying on from left off. I think I'll work a bit more on the nose. I think we have covered the major aspect of our primary forms. I think what we need to work now is on our secondary forms. Yeah, so I think I'm working on the secondary forms now. So I'll increase this subdivision by one level. I want to be sure if I'm still on symmetry, if my layers is still turned on. Okay, I'm still active on that layer, so that's fine. So I think from now on I'll create, okay, one aspect of the major forms that we have not yet fixed is the ears. It's definitely the ears, so we'll fix that in a bit. So let me go down to lower subdivision level. Some kind of bumping. Let me smooth this out. Okay. So now for the nose. I'm seeing something. Let's see if we can find this on our reference image for the nose. Let's see if we can find this on the reference image of the nose. Just right underneath the nose. Yes, something like this indentation around here. So I need to create this indentation around here. Let's see if we can find a better reference for that. This one is more of a front facing angle. Okay, I can't really find something that gives me a clear picture of what I'm about to do. Okay, so let's just fix that. So I'm going to use my standard brush. With my standard brush, let me zoom into this reference image so we can clearly see what we are working on. This indentation in here. So that indentation is around here. Let me turn off the lazy mouse on this and take down the intensity. Take down the intensity and then that feels a bit aggressive. Let me undo that. Reduce my brush size a bit and do something like so. Okay, this is a better angle. I'm going to use our move topological brush. Look for an angle and just push this in. Just push this in. And let's increase the subdivision by just one step. and let's see how that looks. Okay, maybe we'll push that a bit more inwards and then kind of carve out the line with our standard brush. I won't be using the alt key to do this, to dig in. I'm trying to pull out trying to pull out. Maybe our clay brush should do a better job on this. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we need to smooth this back in. So I'll just smooth this back in. Okay, I'm thinking I went too deep on that, so let me bring back some more flesh in there. Yeah, that's fine. No, let me undo that. I think I went a bit overboard. Okay, yeah, we can definitely live with that. Okay, let's see what else we can fix. We're seeing like a line, like an indentation around here. Not very obvious, but still there. I think that indentation is supposed to be like when we break our symmetry. When we break our symmetry, then we can add the indentation. So let's leave that for now. Let's leave that for now. And let's work a bit more on the eyes. I think in the next lesson we'll just work on the ears. But let's work on the eyes a bit more. Let's let's pluck out the eyes from this. Then we'll do a polygroup on that. Go back to our shaded mode and then let's view only this. Okay. Hmm. So we'll start by creating. Let's look at the eye from our reference image. So we want to kind of carve out um, this turquoise colored part of the eyes out of the image, out of our. As we want to make it more pronounced, actually, we're trying to make it more pronounced. So we will do something like, so you can see how in here is deeper here compared to close to the edge. So we're going to use our standard brush to kind of do that. Though I'm kind of going for, I'll prefer to use a standard brush, but let's use a damn standard brush instead. Turn off lazy mouse on this. Use this out. I believe a better way to do this is to use our reference. So use our front reference. So let's kind of use our front reference to kind of do that to mark. use that to get more precise. Be more precise on that region. So somewhere around here. Let's see what we have. So somewhere around here. Okay. And then we'll do a slight smooth on that. Then we'll kind of make the eyes a bit more thicker. So I'll use our standard brush. I'll use our standard brush. I'm going to be really careful on this and just build some kind of thickness around the eyes. Zoom back out to see how that looks. Now that's fine. I'll do the same thing for the top part of the eyes. Somewhere around here. Okay. Let me smooth that back in. Okay. Yes, that should work. Yeah, that will definitely work. What else can we fix on this? Trying to figure out something. Let me show you guys. Try to figure out this portion, how thick this portion of our face should be based on this reference image. I'm kind of seeing a little sagging down here. So let me see how that looks. I think ours is in the right position. Yes, ours is in the right position. That's fine. Let me smooth that out. Okay, I think this would be a good time to work on the eyes, I believe. On the ears, rather. But let's see. Let's see. Let's see if there's something else we can do. I think we should move topological brush. I think we should push this down a bit. Okay. Too much. Okay. That's fine. Still trying to figure out this portion of the face. I think she needs more fat padding here. So with our clay brush, we can just put something in here slightly in there and smooth that out. Okay, now let's fix this here. Let's do the hair. We're done with the hair, then as soon as we fix the hair, we just move on to our secondary shapes. So I'll just push this up a tad like so. So the hair may not be as perfect as it is in the reference image, but we'll do something close enough. Okay, following the reference as closely as I can. I think we need to move up to one more level and begin to get more details in here. It's more like sculpting clothes or sculpting a fold. Ish. Carve this in. And I'll just pull this down some more. Something like this should be fine. Then use my clay brush to build some kind of fat in here. Okay. Now dig in here. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to the back of the ear. Let's look for another view of the ear if we can find any. I think I'm pretty close to getting the hair as accurately as I can. So this fold goes like so. This fold goes like so. Should be like some more depth in here. Okay. Then this needs to have some kind of thickness around it. Some kind. Then I would dig in here some more. Use a smaller brush. See if I can capture that depth a bit more in here. Okay, that should work just fine. Let's smooth this out and kind of push this out some more. Okay, push this and push this back down. Okay, now we need to build these guys some more, so let's use a standard brush to kind of build something in here, and use a standard brush to kind of dig that back in. And for the back of the ears, let me take the resolution down a bit more. Start by doing something around here like so, just to define the shape. Then I'll use my clay brush to build something in here. Something like this. Even though we won't be seeing much of the side of the hair, but I would still like to build something in there. So that's fine. So if you go to a higher subdivision level, we should see it look more refined. I think we have something poking out, so let's fix that. Go to so a lower subdivision level now. Use the move topological brush to push that back in. Okay, to push that back in. Yeah, I think this is fine. This should work just fine. Now this should work just fine, I believe. If we were to add some skin pulse to this and some texture, this should work just fine, but I would still like to add some more details to this as more times as I can find them in the reference image. So and you can't just do that once. Each time you come to the reference image, you will see something new. There's always something new to add and something to and also something to remove from the image, from our sculpt rather. So trying to figure out how deep this should be. I don't want it to be too deep and make our face look more masculine, too masculine. I don't want that. So I'm going to be really careful on this. And depending on the kind of shade I use, it might just exaggerate that form more than it should be. So I'm just going to be really careful in there. Maybe build something with something like so. I don't know how that looks. Smooth that back in. Okay, let's see if we can build something in here. Let's see if that is too much or not. And I will just smooth that back out. Okay, okay, okay. Then I feel I should still push this side of the ear closer. Okay, that's fine. For the neck, okay, okay. I think it's time for us to move on to tertiary details. I don't really have a perfectly angled side profile, so I think uh, if we were to use this, the only thing we can actually fix would just be this region of the mouth and just the base of the nose. For the eyes are not in the right place at all, so that would be problematic to kind of match. Okay, I think most of the major shapes are already in place. Most of the major shapes are already in place. Just taking a look at this. Okay, I don't know if we should create some more depth in here. I don't know if we need more depth in here. Maybe, maybe not. Not so sure. Another part we need to take a look at is how high this part of the face is. How high is this? So I think we need to push ours back a bit more. So if I should use we should use more topological brush. We should be able to push this back, get a good angle on that. Maybe push this back like so. Okay, I think the center line on her chin. need to carve out something here, smooth that out, and push that back in some more. Okay, okay, that's fine. uh, our reference image is not so clear, so it's kind of hard to kind of pick out some details from it, so but we can still work with what we have. Definitely, I think I can officially say we're done with the primary forms, I believe. But anything you come back to the image, you might see something different you have not added before. So if there's something different you have not added before, you can just go ahead and add it. So I'm seeing a bump here. Let me see if I can add that bump without disfiguring the face too much. Let me look for a good angle on this. And use a clay brush to and smooth that back in. Okay, got those a cut line here. Too deep. Smooth that out. Okay, I don't want to go over a particular place too much, so I don't begin to get weird bumps in there. Okay. Okay. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I think it's that time we go to secondary forms, and then while still in secondary forms, we can just break the details. I mean, break symmetry rather. So let me do a quick save on this. Okay. Yes. So in the next lesson, we're going to be working on secondary details. We're going to be working on secondary details. So I'll see you guys. I will see you guys in the next lesson. I feel like I'm seeing something I need to fix right now. There's something I need to fix. I always have them standard brush. There's kind of like a depth in here. I'll smooth that out. I think that was too much. Now smooth that out. Okay, that's